Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. If you're new, hi, my name is Alyssa, and for today's video, we are going to be continuing on with the Jaclyn Hill Vault Collection mini-series. That's a really long title, but it's all I've got right now. I am so excited because today is all about the Dark Magic palette, and honestly, I just want to take a minute to address the elephant in the room. This backdrop with this makeup look, come on now, are you kidding me? The gold glitter in this has got me feeling some type of way. Isn't it beautiful? I really want to know what you guys think about the backdrops, if you're liking them. If you aren't, I decided to get them for these tutorials because I figured it would help focus solely on what I was doing in the makeup instead of like my dresser behind me. So let me know what you guys think, if you think they're too distracting or what you prefer. Solids, prints, let me know, because honestly my mom and I worked really hard at Joann's and we spent a lot of money trying to find some really cool backdrops. So let me know your thoughts and opinions in the comment section down below. Give it a thumbs up. Heck, if you like it, just go ahead and give this video a thumbs up for the fact that I got this awesome backdrop. But yeah, you guys, without further ado, if you want to see my thoughts and opinions as well as this makeup tutorial on the Dark Magic palette, then let's just go ahead and get started. Okay, you guys, so jumping into the Dark Magic palette, this is what it looks like. This is the, like, you know, obviously the blue-green palette. This is a very deep palette, the deepest one in the collection as a whole. I feel like this one's gonna be people's least favorite or least used solely because the shades are so particular and they're not very neutral. For me, when I looked at this palette, I was like, oh, it's pretty. Like, I do like olive greens and blues, and I think they're lovely, but it's just not something I would reach for on a daily basis. However, I was pleasantly surprised with how I use them today, and you will see that as we continue on. But as a whole, I do think it's very nice, and again, I do think the layout is pleasing to the eye. Just like the last video, I'm going to go ahead and give you swatches really quickly, and then we will just jump into the tutorial. Okay, you guys, so here are the swatches of the Dark Magic palette. I mean, honestly, this shimmer shade right here, which is called Power Cut, this one right here, Trickery, these three mattes are like so beautiful, and this black called Temptress, it has like little purple glitters in it, but honestly, you guys, it's so freaking creamy looking and so freaking black. I'm kind of obsessed with it. Okay, you guys, so now that we're all up close and personal, we're gonna go ahead and get started. I am going to go ahead and take on a E40 blending brush. I'm gonna use this shade right up here called Poof, and I'm just gonna kind of place this all over my lid. This shade really doesn't do a bunch for me because it's very light in comparison to my skin tone. So I just kind of like brush this in the upper crease area, and then just kind of all over the lid to give all the other colors I'm going to put down, especially because they are so dark, just a nice base to kind of blend into. Now jumping in with a Morphe M441 brush, so a bigger, well, slightly smaller than that, but fluffy brush. I'm going to take this shade down here, this lighter olive green shade in comparison to the Armed and Gorgeous palette. This olive green is like lighter and more vibrant, and this is called Potion, and I'm going to start working this into my upper crease area. And I just recommend going in with a little bit at a time just so you can really build this up. Since the colors we are working with are so dark, you don't want to just like plop your brush in there and stick it on your eye. You really just kind of want to go nice and slow, so that way if something goes a little AWOL on you, you have time to fix it. And I'm going to, for this look, I'm going to bring it pretty deep into my inner corner, almost like where I would bring my nose contour up in here, and really kind of buff that out, so deep into the inner corner. And then on the outer corner, I'm going to kind of drag it, like instead of bringing it round, I'm going to drag it out like this, which is going to help give me kind of like a cat eye effect. And then once I kind of get this going like this to help me blend everything, when there is very, very, very little product left on the brush, I'm gonna kind of bring it in this way, almost like closing off the lid. This is just gonna come in handy later when we try and connect the lower lash line to the upper portion. There's already gonna be some green down here for me to work with, so that way it doesn't just look like a big old black eye down in the corner, which you guys will see towards the end, obviously. So once I get something laid down like this, I'm going to go ahead and take a Morphe M433 brush, and I'm going to go in with this shade right here called Busted. It's a really pretty, like, navy blue color. It's really, really gorgeous, and I am going to dip that in very lightly. I'm talking like just the tip. Anyways, and we're going to start working this below this. I'm going to kind of put it almost in the crease, but a little bit higher, so I have room to blend it up, because I'm going to put another color lower. But so for me, I kind of tilt my head back, and I'm using a handheld mirror, and I hold it kind of down so I can see exactly where I want this. And I'm just going to start placing it right about this area, so it gives me room, like I said, to kind of blend it up and mold it into the green. And I'm going to bring this into the inner corner as well, just like with the green. And now I'm just going back in with the potion color and just kind of building that back up. Within this look, obviously, you will be doing a lot of like building up a color, blending it out, having to build up another color. This look just is going to take a little bit of time, especially since the shades are so dark. You really going to want to take your time and work with it instead of just kind of getting all frustrated and grumpy. And it is going to look crazy for the longest time. The whole time I was doing this, I was like, oh my god, what have I done? I'm going to have to start over. And you just got to kind of work through that to get to the point where you're like, okay, there it is. So now I'm just going to take a little bit more of that Busted shade and obviously build that up until I'm kind of satisfied. My MAC 217, which is pretty much the exact same thing as a Morphe M433, and I'm going to dip into this shade right here called Inside Job. It is like a really deep teal color. It is beautiful, and I'm going to take that and I'm going to start working this below the Busted shade, so the blue we just put down. So I'm going to place this right below the crease and just kind of start working this in, kind of in the crease but downwards, really deepening up this entire area. And then I'm going to build that into this outer corner, just like so. And then just like before, I'm going back and forth between the three shades and just kind of blending those up and out until I'm satisfied with the way it looks. So I'm going to just kind of start buffing Busted back in here, and then I'll go back in with the green shade and touch it up. Okay, so now I've got those three colors kind of pretty much how I want them for now. I will kind of touch them up as we continue to go along, obviously. But I'm going to start now and take a M506 brush, and we are going to dip into the shade Mojo, which is like a purpley, really deep, like kind of plummy color. And I'm going to work this a little bit into the outer corner. And I'm going to keep this very low. This is literally just going like out in this area. And I'm leaving a little bit of like the blue at the very end too. Like I don't want this to go out too far. I just want a little bit more. And I am going to kind of connect this to the deeper blue-green shade, the teal shade we just used right here, but keeping it very low in the crease. And now, because I would like it a little bit darker even yet, I'm going to take the same brush and dip into this Temptress shade, which is like a purpley black, or like a black with purple glitter in it. I don't know. It's really freaking pretty. The glitter's really not gonna kind of stay here as I blend it out, but after I touch up everything, I am gonna go back in and try and like stamp it on. So there is a little bit of glitter there, but I do, like, once you put it down and the glitter is kind of in there, I think it does a little bit of something that's quite nice. And then so now I am not cutting the crease or anything. I'm just going to lay down some concealer on the lid, just so that way the shimmers will show up, you know, to their best of their ability. So I'm just going to kind of go ahead and do this real quick, and then we'll keep moving. And so now that I've done that, I am going to take just a flat top brush and this shade Trickery here, which is like a really awesome like greeny blue glitter. I'm like really into it. And I'm going to do this at first with no Fix Plus and just kind of lay it down. So I'm just going to put this all over this area. All the way. It's so pretty. It's like freaking like mermaid scales or something. I don't know. It's a gorgeous shade. And then now, using that same brush, I am going to dip into this shade right here called Power Cut. It is a beautiful, beautiful silver shade. And I am going to spritz this one with just a little bit of Fix Plus. And again, just pack this all over the lid. And then I'm going to jump in with a clean M506 brush and just kind of blend out this edge right here in the crease so the line isn't harsh. Because like I said, excuse me, I wasn't going for a cut crease. And then now I'm just going to take the M506 we used, and I'm just going to do a little bit of Mojo, so that dark purple color, and just kind of stamp this in the middle here to create a blend between the shimmer and the mattes, and then just kind of flip-flop between the two shades for a second until I'm happy with how they look. And then I'm going to take that same brush and some of the Temptress shade and just kind of stamp it on the outside here. So I'm like a bit indecisive of whether or not I want to do like a winged liner with this or not, but I think maybe I won't. I don't know, we'll see. Either way, what I'm going to do is, now that I've got the eyes pretty much done to my satisfaction, I'm going to pop off camera and do the rest of my face makeup, and then I will come back and we will finish out the rest of this look together. Okay, you guys, so I am back. I went ahead and applied my false lashes. These are Lilly lashes in the style Mykonos, and then I just tight lined with a black liner, and then I did my lower lash line with the Marc Jacobs eyeliner in Out of the Blue. So jumping back into the palette and using an M506, I'm going in with the Busted shade. I'm going to buff this onto the lower lash line. Okay, and then taking a flat definer brush, I'm going in with the Inside Job shade, and I'm going to press this as close as I can to my lashes. And then, adding no additional product, I'm going back with that M506 brush to kind of blend this together. And then again, same brush, and I'm going in with the Potion shade and just blending that out even more. Okay, you guys, so this is the completed makeup look using the Dark Magic palette, and I'm obsessed with it, you guys. I think this turned out so stinking pretty. Like, literally, I just feel like some badass bitch who's coming to steal your man. I'm over here just like, ooh, can't stop looking at myself in the mirror. I'm loving it. I was very surprised at how much I loved how this look came out, because when I looked at the Vault collection as a whole, the Dark Magic palette really didn't jump out at me. It wasn't something I was like, oh, I'm gonna use this all the time, like I'm really gonna get some good stuff out of this. And honestly, you guys, I have to take all those thoughts back, because I think this looks amazing. It's just so stinking pretty, and the colors blended out really well. Okay, so let's just give you my like breakdown on this palette. So I used every shade except for Shh and Diversion, and I have to say that I thought the mattes in this palette performed really, really well, especially considering they're primarily all really, really dark, deep shades. I was impressed by how well they blended and how nice the pigmentation was. I found that these ones were like more pigmented off of first impact than the Armed and Gorgeous palette, yet not so pigmented where you put it down and you like were screwed from the get-go. Surprisingly enough, the mattes really didn't have a lot of kick up or fallout, which really surprised me because I was expecting them to, since they are so deep and dark, but they really didn't, and I was supremely surprised. I thought all the mattes really blended together really, really nicely. Really didn't cause me any problems with like patchiness or anything. I did have like a bit of a struggle up here, which you guys could probably see, but honestly, I have a dry patch up there, so it's not even the shadows, it's my own freaking eye playing me, because this eye turned out like perfection. The shimmers, you guys, awesome in this palette. I was really nervous, especially considering I had such kind of like mixed emotions about the Armed and Gorgeous shimmers, but the two that I used were amazing, and I did one with Fix Plus and one without, and both performed really, really nice. I think they look absolutely beautiful on the lid, so I was pleasantly surprised with that. So yeah, overall as a whole, I really, really liked this palette, which I'm so excited about because it makes me even more excited to continue to play with the rest of the collection. So yeah, you guys, that's pretty much it. I really hope that you enjoyed my breakdown, review, and tutorial using the Dark Magic palette. If you did, please don't forget to give this video a big thumbs up and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. And don't forget to come back tomorrow because we are going to dive into the Bling Boss palette, which I am so excited about. So yeah, you guys, until next time, I will see you in my next video. Bye!